So today we're going to talk to Stephen Whitelaw about future trends for the digital tourist. Stephen, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your involvement in digital tourism?
My background is technology. I've started a number of technology businesses over the years and sold them, but tech businesses really. I spent a lot of time travelling, business travelling. I found it very distressing and didn't enjoy it. And I've set up a number of travel businesses since then, a Tourist and TripMate, to make travelling easier for business travellers. So that's how I really got into business. And tech and tourism are kind of coming together. And I do a lot of consulting now.
So from that kind of technology perspective, what do you think the biggest impacts have been for tourists?
I guess access to information, live, up-to-date, fresh, relevant content. Everybody's online and they can find out everything.
What's your hunch in terms of where things might go next? What's the next big thing?
There's lots of things around the corner. I guess there's lots of trends and huge trends going on just now. Things like email is in mass collapse. They've realised, this younger generation, under 20, email's like grandpa's internet. So there's a trend, emails now, not suggesting you stop sending people emails, but there are other ways to communicate.
We also hear a lot now about augmented reality products and people actually being able to visualise things and get additional information about places that they go to. Is that going to be something that tourism businesses embrace and get involved in?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Lots of places or destinations already have this. In fact, certain cities, London has it. Most of the streets are augmented. So as a tourist, you can go into Oxford Street and you can point your iPhone or your Android phone at Oxford Street and you see the street, it's a camera, and you press a button and there it is in 1800. Press a button, there it is in 1600. You know, it's kind of, I'm a tourist, I'm travelling, it's interesting. You know, that building's still there and it didn't get knocked down in the war. It's interesting, I'm learning about history through augmented reality. So it's quite a challenge. You know, people really have to up their game in the future. It's a tough one. When people come somewhere, it's kind of easy to travel somewhere, it's easy to stay somewhere. The big thing for tourism is, what do you do? You know, you and I have arrived in Johannesburg, we've just arrived, we got there, it was easy, we bought a flight, we're staying in a hotel, it was easy. What do we do, what's on? Haven't a clue, never been here, you don't know what's on around you. Mm-hmm. So I think providing information around you in the local area is powerful. You know, things to do, places to go, things to see, things to visit, that's important. Right. And even on their websites as well, you know, providing information. You know, this is who we are, what we do, but here's what you can see, there's bird watching or whatever it is, whale watching or something, you know, there's things to do, that's why I stay there.
Just taking a slightly different tack, because I know a lot of people who tune in to this series are located in areas where, let's say, connectivity isn't great, and that's probably being kind. How do you deal with that? Because if someone just can't get a decent connection on their phone or laptop or tablet, is there a way around that for businesses in those areas?
It's very tough, because if you have no internet connection whatsoever, you know, there's no digital experience, there's no augmented reality, it's very, very hard. Mm-hmm. Invariably, there's more and more Wi-Fi. I mean, here's some amazing statistics. 2/3 of the world, sadly, don't have fresh drinking water, but we're talking about technology here, don't have the internet. Yeah. And companies like Google, it's a marketing company, the most successful marketing company in the world, they happen to have a great search engine. 2/3 of the world don't have internet access. They're after that next 2/3 because they sell advertising. Yeah. And what they're doing, Project Loon, is about launching balloons all around the world to give internet access. That's not enough. They're spending £1 billion this year on satellites. They're launching satellites, geosynchronous satellites, to beam the internet. So the problem of no connectivity will be solved. Right. Probably with geosynchronous satellites. We get television anywhere. You get television, we get radio anywhere, and the internet will be anywhere. Right. I mean, it's increasing. It's not getting less. It's everywhere. So
what kind of timescale do you think we're looking at there?
Probably within 2 to 3 years, the planet will be covered.
It'll just be
total coverage, and a very high bandwidth as well. Right. Your cat, your car, it's called the Internet of Objects. Everything will go online. Right. At the moment, it's just PCs and devices. Oh, my camera's online. Oh, you know, my phone's online. Yeah, everything goes online, and the implications for business for that. So the loaf of bread you buy in the supermarket's online. It has an IP address. You don't log on to easyjet.com, you log on to the seat. Your car will have 600 IP addresses. The airbag has an IP address. Everything talks to everything. That's actually happening just now. All the big manufacturers are going there with near field and RFID. So it's called the Internet of Objects or the Internet of Things, when everything goes online, everything. Okay. And if you think about the business implications of that, everything becomes personalised, everything becomes bespoke for you. It's your experience. You're into bird watching you're into, whatever you're into. The issue, the problem that we may have with the Internet of Objects is it creates filter bubbles. So you live in a bubble because they know all about you, so the content's curated for you, delivered for you. You can never discover anything new like the old days.